gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
Oh, no!
It's a fucking lockdown!
Oh no!
Mass hysteria! Mass hysteria!
But don't let me touch you.
We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore.
You are listening to the Oh No
Quarantine Show.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Eat a bag of dicks.
You know, nothing actually made sense until I found out that the movie V for Vendetta is actually set in 2020.
Oh no, baby! Oh no! Oh no! I don't want you anymore. Yes, baby, I told you before. You went away and you said you left me, and now you live in misery. Although you want me to take you back, you said you're sad about this and that.
Oh no!
That's right. We are back again with another edition of the Oh No radio show. Along with me tonight from the Great White North, it's my good friend Ty. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's not really a answer to a question that I asked, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Mikey B's here on time tonight. I'm quite surprised by this one. I felt like after seeing some of his social media posts during the earlier portion of the day that this might be a repeat and we might have had to double down on onions. But thankfully you are here, Mikey, and welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing quite well, and if you heard the Tom and Dan today,
Oh no, I don't think I've heard this one yet. Well, I'll have to get you to explain here in just a minute. But before we do,
I don't remember. So
okay. But before we get to that, joining us once again, former member of the show. Well, I would like to think he's still kind of a member of this whole thing. It's our good friend Tom Barille. Tom, how are you, my friend?
It's always a pleasure.
Oh, yeah. You got all quiet again just then. I don't know. What happened there? Why are you so quiet, bud?
I'm not whispering. I'm all up on this mic.
Yeah, maybe we might have to get you to bump your volume on your end there a little bit more. Yeah. Let's take care of that. And yeah, so Mikey, what exactly are you referring to?
Oh, shit. They were talking about something today on Tom and Dan, and I called like 3 times, and they just let it ring out, and then finally I got through, and Samantha was like, "We were doing a bit," and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's probably why you wouldn't my call."
Well, was this so just when you were drunk earlier in the day, you decided to give them a call when you were tuning into their Twitch stream or something?
Yeah, I mean, I did it early today, so I was drunk by like 10:30.
How do you do this? Like, what time do you like? Why not just sleep in, enjoy your day off? Like, what is this with you, man? Like, you're doing this a lot lately, where you're getting up at I don't know what time, and how are you drunk by 10:30 in the morning?
All right, so there's this thing you can do called shots, where you can dramatically increase your alcohol intake over like 10 minutes.
Right.
And you can go from sober to inebriated at a rapid pace.
And you're a fan of this, I take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I developed this technique when I was a young cook and had to close and then open restaurants. So you really only have like a 2 to 2.5 hour viable window to actually drink and enjoy being drunk. So you have to get there quick.
Right.
Real quick.
Makes sense.
And that's so yeah, I did that this morning, and then I took a little nap and woke up around 7, and here we are.
Don't you feel like shit though? Like, cause is it gone? Like, no hangover type deal. You're just, are you still a little? Are you a little cloudy? Are you a little like, you seem pretty sober. You seem more sober than most times, honestly. So, I guess the technique does work.
So because you take it all in so quick, all you have to do at the end of it is like a little bit of Gatorade, some Tylenol, and a nap, and you're back to being fine. I was a little cloudy like at 7 o'clock when I woke up.
Right.
A little bit of the reefer, and right as rain.
Well, okay. Is this the type of thing that you did a couple weeks ago when you pretty much missed the whole first portion of the show? Was this due to the morning shots? Like what changed between today's drinking and the previous weeks where you've gotten yourself in trouble?
See, I had something to do in the morning, so it pushed the whole schedule back into more of like a midday thing, and which I misgauged the whole plan. And
right. So you were drunk at more like a 2:30 rather than a 10:30.
Yeah, there's no time for the recovery nap in that. There was, and it was through the first segment of the show.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Speaking about all this, the Onion Challenge is still in effect. I want to do this. I want to do this when I can get Mikey in at the actual studio to do this correctly, because I don't trust tampering of the onion. I don't trust that he's going to do this correctly. He needs to be in front of a room of at least myself as a judge to make sure that this is an adequate onion, number one. And number two, that the challenge is, there's no tomfoolery, Sorry to use that pun there, Tom.
No skinned apples with one layer of onion on the top of them.
Yeah.
Like I talked about today.
I don't know that that's even a thing, but cool. How do you feel, Tom, about the word tomfoolery being associated with your name? I wouldn't be happy about it. Tom, are you there?
It just said my internet connection is unstable.
Oh dear, yeah. Are you on Wi-Fi, you bastard?
Oh yeah, I'm on Wi-Fi. It's back. You guys are back. It was all just like you guys were talking, and I just didn't hear what you were saying.
Oh yeah, well I was asking you if you had any qualms about the term tomfoolery being associated with your name.
Yeah, I mean, Tom's a pretty classic name. I feel like Tom gets woven into a lot of shit. Peeping Tom, tomfoolery.
Oh, I forgot about Peeping Tom.
Tomboy, which is more a term to a girl who acts like a boy. But yeah, I mean, Tom just kind of sneaks its way into a lot of the vernacular.
Even
old molesty Toms.
Yeah. That's the first I've heard that.
Yeah,
one.
I don't know if I'm familiar with the old molesty Tom. I don't know. Is that a thing that exists? Is that did you just make that up?
First for me, molesty.
I've heard it before.
I forgot. I mean, of course, you got like Tommy Boy, right? Like Tommy Boy, like.
That's like a term of endearment, I guess.
What is?
Tommy Boy. I don't know. I feel like people called me that up north. Tommy is definitely a weird nickname. I feel like my relatives, my old aunts call me that. But like,
Yeah.
Tommy.
Call me Tom,
Yeah. Thomas. Have you ever gone by a Thomas?
Yeah, Thomas is my proper name.
That's what I'm saying. But
if I go to like the DMV, they call me Thomas, or you go in, in the waiting room of the doctors, it's Thomas. That's like my government name is Thomas.
At what age do you decide to abandon the Thomas and you start just going by Tom?
Pretty early. Well, the thing is I'm the fourth. So my dad's name is Tom, and my grandfather's name was Tom. So you grew up in a house where someone would say, "Hey, Tom," and three people would fucking turn and go, "What?"
Yeah, that's awful. I can imagine that. So was one of them Thomas, one of them Tom, one of them Tommy, or how did that go?
I feel the Tommy came and just because I was the youngest one.
Right.
So like my grandpa had called me Tommy. My dad was pretty, just Tom or asshole or whatever he wanted to call me that day. But yeah, and then my dad is like, same thing. My dad's Tom, Thomas, is his more proper name. But yeah, it's like.
So you're the third.
I'm the fourth.
You're the fourth. Damn, real original like thinkers in your family.
I know, totally.
Huh?
Yeah, totally. My parents really tried.
Yeah, I have a funny story about that because my mom, she's a Maryland, and all her other like siblings, she's one of four siblings, and every single one of them had a middle name but her. It's like they just couldn't think of one and they forgot like, it should probably we're done, like. And what's weird is that she's the third of four people, so you'd think that maybe like they would have still had like, but maybe they had a burst of creativity around the fourth child and was able to give that person
Two
a middle
names
name.
is enough.
Yeah. And it's like my dad always would make the joke about, because my mom's Welsh and he's English, and of course there's always that like there's a rivalry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the whole point is that he always considered them to be, unintelligent because they couldn't come up with a middle name for my mom, and the other two, other people in the family all have like flowers as their middle name, so like Rose or Violet or whatever, right? And it's like, oh, the Welsh, they can only name two flowers, so that's probably why you didn't get a middle name.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, there's always. I mean, it's been my whole childhood was the infighting between like the Welsh and the English, and it made for some very interesting family get-togethers. Let's just say that. Boys, moving on a little bit though. I like I said at the very top of the show, how wild is it that for real, V for Vendetta set in 2020? I had no idea of that until today.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it really is kind of wild, and if you think about it,
all that action right now, little what was that, Guy Fawkes or whatever the maps are.
Yeah. Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot. Like.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
No, it's a huge thing. Like, in the UK, like you have like Guy Fawkes Day, and which is kind of like a mini Halloween. And I've talked about it on the show before. As a kid, like it's actually like kind of frightening because we used to call them like it was like Bonfire Day or Guy Fawkes Day, and you throw this effigy. What? Yeah, you throw it like they build a huge bonfire somewhere. And you get, it's kind of like our July 4th, where like your kids have sparklers, they light some fireworks, that type of deal.
Oh yeah,
an effigy, which is way more.
Yeah, and then they take an effigy, a dummy, like a scarecrowish thing
going on,
and then they throw it on.
Wickerman.
And they throw it on top of the bonfire and say, "Fuck you, Guy Fawkes! You tried to burn down Parliament or blow up Parliament. You're a piece of shit." And
wasn't he just doing it to like liberate them from the oppressors?
Unacceptable, Mikey. You don't understand the British culture. We don't.
The original oppressors.
Yeah. We got.
They invented oppressors.
Yeah, we invented that shit.
They're so deeply rooted in oppression that when people start to like revolt, they're like, whoa, what is this?
Hang on. Exactly. Yeah, they put it, and they go the other way with it. It's like, how dare you besmirch the good name of the Queen?
Is that how some of them feel about like the whole Brexit thing? They're like, oh, whoa, how dare you want to fucking leave England?
Like, nah, that ain't happening.
Bro.
Yeah. No, I think that's probably a good portion of it. Although it's kind of the other way. That's all twisted around too, because a lot of the more conservative right-wingy types are the ones that want to Brexit and leave the European Union, and all the liberals want to stay in the European Union. So like, even that gets a little bit confusing. So I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to understand a goddamn
weird Brits.
I'm not going to pretend to understand a goddamn thing about UK politics, but I did just think it was bizarre in the fact that, like, yeah, V for Vendetta, of all these movies, like, which has such a strong like vibe around, fight the power, overcoming a fascist authoritarian government, and yeah, like it's set in 2020. I did think it was cool though that Netflix very quietly, if you didn't notice, just kind of put that one back on their streaming service in the last week. Do you think?
Relevant.
Well, they just pushed it back to the front.
Shameful fact about that movie, like I watched that a bunch of times when it came out, and there's that scene where like Natalie Portman is flipping over a sofa or some shit, and you can just see up the skirt for a second. You're like, oh, what's up, Natalie Portman, up skirt?
You paused that DVD a lot of times,
dude. No shame. It wasn't a DVD. I can't remember what I was watching it on, but I got the pause down so good. And okay, so I was watching it like a year later with a girlfriend. Fucking year later, hadn't watched it in ages. I had the pause on the second. Oh, yeah. Like it was so like embarrassingly perfect. It was, yeah.
And you did it just by muscle memory. Like you weren't even meaning to do it. You just had had your hand on the remote and like, boop. Oh yeah, there it is. There's the shot.
It's like, oh wait, my shot's coming. Hold on. Oh, and she was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. How can you possibly? Yeah, exactly. I guess I didn't realize, man. That movie came out in 2005.
Wow.
Yeah. It feels like it was sooner than that, but yeah, that movie came out in 2005, and again, yeah, based in 2020. But I guess it was written as a comic, right? And I think it was like the late 80s. I think it 1988. That's what it says right here. 1988. The comic was written. So you think like it's like any of these movies that are based in the future, right? Like it seems so far away in 1988 to write this story that it would be so, future, more advanced and all this stuff. And all of a sudden it's like, wow, we're here in 2020. And it's here already. I mean, there's a Blade Runner's like that, right? It wasn't Blade Runner set in, I want to say 19 or 18 or 19.
Years ago, I think it was actually when it was the year for Blade Runner.
Mm-hmm.
But that happens a lot, like the future depicted back in whatever the 80s and even in the 90s, how even we thought flying cars were going to be a thing in like the 2000s, like Back to the Future 2, you were like, oh shit, there's going to be flying cars in 20 years, and there's not.
I mean, look at the Jetsons. The Jetsons was supposed to take place in the year 2000. It was written in like the 50s or 60s or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And that's what they thought 50 years from then was going to be. Like, we all live in the clouds. We all fly spaceships. We have robots.
Robot maids.
Yeah. And I guess in a weird way, like some of the stuff from like some of those things is true. Like if you look at kind of is it Star Trek that I'm thinking of? There's something I'm thinking of that pretty much was utilizing in like the 60s what we would refer to as this, like a Zoom call or a FaceTime, like video phone was always like the big thing, and now that I guess is clearly is, but
probably Trek. They were pretty. Gene Roddenberry was pretty. He was pretty out there.
I just go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, oddly enough, I mean, Back to the Future does it with like the video calling, but what's weird is like all the like these apps like Zoom and everything, it's never on like the TV. I mean, do you guys do Zoom from your TV or anything?
I've never done that. No.
How come they haven't integrated like Zoom or some sort of like video phone function into your TV so that you can do that? Because that's been a future thing forever.
I think Facebook's tried to do that, right? They had that whole, was it Portal?
Oh, it's
they've got their own
tablet
little thing, but I don't know if it's a tablet. It's almost like a webcam with a smart media device built into it. That
looks pretty intrusive, honestly. You see it, and it's always like, let's give one to grandma so we can talk to her, and then the government can fucking spy on her.
No, it's like Alexa or any of that shit, right? I mean, like,
I just don't. I draw a line at that. there's something odd about having a way to listen to you all the time, and especially if there's. I mean, I feel weird about leaving my front-facing camera on in my my laptop.
Yeah, no, see, I would get that argument if we weren't carrying around listening devices in every single one of our pockets at all time.
I mean, we've completely given into it. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is we a long time ago, we kind of had a silent contract with technology where we said, fuck it, I'll just have a tracking device attached to me at all times.
No, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's cool. I can play music and look at porn on it.
Fuck yeah. That's all you need. Yeah, it's what you need, bro. Yeah.
You could literally sell me my phone with those on the box. Like, listen to music, look at porn. And I would honestly like take those two check marks as probably the biggest selling points I needed.
Government may be listening and watching, but has these two things. Okay, I'm good.
You could literally put that as an asterisk on the bottom of the box. Like, government might listen to you. I'd be like, porn and music, all right.
At their own discretion, they can watch you.
So one thing I did want to kind of like mention at the top of the show, and it's slightly serious, but Tom, you had a pretty rough week, I would assume, with I'm having to postpone possibly one of the biggest days of your life. And tell us a little bit about how all that like transpired, my friend.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was a tough decision. It was something we waited really to the last minute to weigh in on, and then we gave it to June, and then last weekend we got our folks on the phone and we said, hey, we got to shit or get off the pot here and make a call. And it just came down to the wire. It was a unanimous call. Everybody said pretty much the same thing, that it was just not the right time. I mean, obviously with the situation of the pandemic and kind of not even knowing even day to day, but even what a couple months is going to look like here in the country, it just didn't work. So, we just made the call and obviously reached out to friends and family and told everybody, and it just is what it is, man.
If you don't know what he's talking about, he had to postpone his wedding. By the way, like that's
sorry.
Yeah,
I lost the audio again, so I was all like trying to read your fucking lips talking.
Yeah, your connection's not the one, not the best. These other two assholes are actually showing you up right now. I don't know.
I'm pretty disappointed. I don't know why I'm failing so hardcore right now.
I don't know either. Your Wi-Fi is obviously maybe on break. Reset your router or something like that, and then
I'll try to tap right into my. I could probably get a cable off of my modem or whatever.
That's the only way I'm able to do it, man. I've had so many issues with mine. I just run Cat 5s to my studio and everything now, but yeah, dude, it really sucks because obviously like that's a day that I think you made a great point that you don't want to be worried on your wedding day that oh fuck, like you don't want that looming over your head. Am I about to kill grandma or am I like just because I wanted to have a cake, some drinks, and a nice dance with my wife. Just I'm gonna like end somebody's life.
It's a again, dude. It's kind of this this whole thing with 2020. It's just like all the best laid plans, sift through your fingertips kind of thing. And this was just we knew from the beginning it was a chancy situation once this stuff popped up. So
yeah.
It is what it is, but it'll go on, probably in 2021. And hey, here's hoping, like just life in general. I mean,
yeah.
On track.
So if you cancel something now and tell them like, hey, tell all your vendors like, hey, I'm really sorry, it's not safe. What's the return time now? Like, are you gonna have to push it back like an entire whole year? Because I know as soon as some of these things open back up, these people are booked months.
It's a great question. It's a great question.
Yeah,
in advance now. So like
shuffle order of, people that have even canceled all the way back prior to even that we're supposed to have weddings in April are all now kind of pushing out into the further dates. So it's a huge question mark for us. I mean, we have to talk to our venue, and then we were lucky because we had only really a few vendors that we had put deposits down with, and a couple of them have been pretty forthcoming and even reached out to us and said like, hey, if this doesn't happen, it's okay. And it's going to be a chancy situation. So it's like, well, we will have to take our chances and say, hey, we'd like to say we'd do it a year from, the original date. And who knows, even that might not be a possibility, but all that stuff's going to have to come out eventually. And I have a question mark just like you. I don't even know what to expect.
Yeah. It sounds like that. I mean, I can't imagine a ton of people in this situation, if they want to do good business, are going to be assholes about it. They've got to understand to a degree and cut you some slack. They're not just going to take your deposit and run, I would imagine, but you might not get the exact date that you wanted last year. Like there's these little things that are like, that sucks because maybe you wanted to get married at this certain time of year when the weather is a certain way, or
Right.
like, and now you can't. It sounds like to me like you probably have to be, a little bit more flexible, shall we say, in the whole process.
Yeah, and it's weird because even I've seen people that have still gone ahead. Friends of mine that did get married, and they got married in the capacity which was just this kind of new fad of like live streaming their wedding. So they just
Right.
basically like use a service like Instagram or Facebook. It was them and a justice of the peace, and all their family tuned in on social media and watched them get married.
Just like I was talking about a week or so ago about my, I went to my first virtual funeral for my grandma. It's like such a bizarre fucking feeling. Like you feel like shit because you can't be there, yet you don't want, like. I guess. Honestly, if it's a funeral, funerals are always shitty and awkward anyway. So if it's anything, like, I don't mind the virtual funeral. I hate to say it, but it was, instead of it being a whole day affair, it was 30 minutes of my day.
Right.
I don't know, man, because funerals, as much as I hate them, as much as I don't like to deal with all the emotions and everybody feeling everything that they're feeling all together, it is one of the rare times where you get to dress up, and it's okay to be a little drunk pretty much all day.
Yeah, man. You gotta
and in public.
And wear sunglasses. And wear sunglasses the whole day.
All day, indoors, outdoors.
Yeah.
Like when you talk to, especially when you talk to people. Oh, it's a great day for people like me who want to be antisocial a little bit and drink.
And pay your respects, I guess that part is probably a thing that you want to do too. But yeah.
Besides the drinking and sunglasses.
That's somewhere in the mix.
Absolutely. One thing that I definitely wanted to mention tonight, and I came across, well, no, we'll talk about this first, actually. The tornadoes in Orlando. Jesus Christ.
What the fuck?
A little close for comfort there, guys.
Dude, that was right down the street from the studio, my house. Like, it was, you can't really get much closer without, like, sustaining any damage, to be honest with you.
It's wild, dude.
Yeah, if you guys are in Orlando.
Did you actually see the damage that it did?
I haven't been out and about, but people that have been in that area, they have told me that, yeah, like, there's tons of trees just, like, ripped down everywhere. Like, it's massive. Like, Michigan was fucked up, if you know the road Michigan in Orlando. Right by, like, Johnny's and Cornerstone Pizza, that kind of Fern Creek.
Fern Park or whatever?
Is it Fern Park or Creek? I can't remember. I think
it's one of the Ferns.
I think it's Fern Creek, but whatever. Fern Creek, that whole area got absolutely demolished. And Cornerstone, dude, it literally took the air conditioning unit on top of Cornerstone Pizza and threw it across the whole of Michigan, like right down the street. So.
Damn.
So yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah, I got a text about it, and I didn't like. I don't know what the hell's going on because I always get Amber Alerts and all that shit like we all do on our phone. Like it goes crazy. I don't think I've turned that shit off or not. Like I got one not too long ago. But I didn't get a single one of those tornado warnings. Because I was on the phone, and you'd think that it would still come through if you're on the phone, like it would, But I was having a conversation with our good buddy Duncan, ONRWrestling.com, if you're into that type of thing. And I was having we were on the phone. We always talk for like an hour and a half or something, just shooting the shit. And Teresa's like, I pop in and out, and it's raining, but it's like any old Florida thunderstorm that we get. It's a powerful thunderstorm, but we were used to those. That's just a part of living in the Central Florida area. And yeah, I then get a text from our buddy Travis, who was on the show last week, saying "Hey, everybody all right?" I just heard, and then I get another text. There was three tornadoes, basically all. Yeah, there was one on either side of me and to the north. I was in a pocket where it just it didn't happen, and the whole time that was going on, I was literally on the phone to Duncan, sitting on my porch as the storm was going. Well, people were hiding, I guess, in their closets. Trying to not die. There I am. Oh man, my feet are getting wet on the porch. This is annoying. I go inside for 10 minutes. It calms down. All right, have another smoke. Go back out there. There we go. So
yeah, it's legit, man. I saw a random video of some of the news footage or something. The news crew on Michigan, and I mean, it moved a fucking car and ripped off roofs from houses. It's crazy.
You know what's terrifying? About that whole thing, though, too, is that was only an F1.
Oh, yeah.
That was the babiest of baby tornadoes. And it does that much damage. It has that much power, right? Imagine what, an F5 obviously can do. That shit.
Finger of God, man.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that.
Still on his porch, just oh, my feet are getting wet. Something fucking sucks.
This is stupid.
Oh, I'm almost out of smokes. I can't even go to 7-Eleven.
Yeah, I wonder if 7-Eleven's open. Do I have an umbrella?
Your luck, it would spare your fucking house, though. It would just take everything else but your house and the piss fence to still be there standing.
Yeah. Actually, it would take everything but the piss fence, I think. The piss fence would be...
Even the tornado doesn't want your piss fence.
No.
And that motherfucking 8 trumpet plant you have
there.
The
angel trumpet. Yeah. That thing will outlive us all. That's for damn sure.
It will.
Ty, you had anything going on in your week, my friend, or you've been cutting any lawns? What have you been doing this week?
I will mow the lawn tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow's lawn day, huh?
Yep, that's gonna happen.
I used to love mowing.
Gotta mow it so we can go out on Friday night.
Exactly.
It is kind of weird, just chilling on the John Deere though. I normally have my headphones in, listening to good music, smoke a little.
So now
it's pretty great.
Yeah.
You get the mind working, start thinking of ideas and shit.
Truthfully, that is happening. But
you think Ty has ideas? Ty doesn't have ideas. I said, it's blank up there. He's just rolling around the yard
You have the wrong impression of me.
The number you have dialed.
Thinking of his masterpiece, man. You do. You underestimate him. This thing is something.
Yeah,
the ideas are plentiful.
Dumb shit. Yeah,
some dumb shit.
They definitely think it is some dumb shit.
I will say the stupid, the worst part of this whole lawn experience. If a storm comes through or some shit, my dad has a real fetish for picking up every stick in the lawn. This is a pretty big lawn, I don't know, maybe a half acre or so, maybe something like that.
Sure.
And it's starting to really piss me off. I'm I just spent 3 hours picking up sticks. What the fuck is going on?
Wow.
I'm so mad at you, Mom and Dad, for
the worst part though.
For giving me a place to live and making me pick up sticks.
What is this picking up sticks?
Ty, if I was your father, I would find the most mundane, dumb task.
I'm trying to help him out.
And then be like,
Yeah.
Ty, I need you to go outside and wash all the garbage cans.
Yeah.
Just the outsides.
The mailbox needs a fresh coat of paint. All things like that. Yeah.
I'm trying to
whitewash the
volunteer
fence,
these things.
Ty.
I don't mind, really. Put me to work.
Do you ever heard, speaking of like doing stuff to fences, like do you ever like there was a family that I used to stay with, like I can't even remember the kid's name. Was it Bradley? I used to stay at Bradley's house, you know, like sleepover when you're like in elementary school or something like that. But every
Sounds pretty gay.
Gay.
Right, you guys never.
That's where it all started, Owen.
Yeah, okay.
You and Bradley.
Yeah, me and Brad. He was actually a pretty sexy kid. Like, I'm not gonna lie. He was
God damn it!
Wow. Hey, it's all right. You know, you had an experimental stage. That's
Exactly.
fine.
We all go through one, right? Mine just happened to be a little earlier than college. That's all.
With guys.
And no, what was weird about it though is that he had this stepdad that was a real dick, and every time I went around there, he'd make me do chores, like just like stay around their house.
Your son? Fuck that.
Say that again.
I would say I'm not your volunteer son.
Yeah, that was my whole thing. And one of the times I was over there, he made us before we could like play in the afternoon. In the morning, we had to paint a certain portion of his fence, and it was with like motor oil. Have you ever heard it? Like it was like a thick motor oil type. I don't know what there must have been.
Oh, that was the killing fence.
I don't know what was going on with that. But I remember I'm like, why am I doing this? I'm
dude.
But why would he want his fucking fence painted with motor oil?
You just wanted to see if dumbasses would do it.
I guess.
Again, it's the Mike B style of parenting. Like, go paint the fence with motor oil, you idiots.
Like some Mr. Miyagi work. I mean, there was no purpose to it, just to like maybe make you tough. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it either. And maybe he was just getting a new fence the next week. And so he was just like, I got some leftover junk oil. Make him paint the fence. I don't know.
Did he watch you paint it?
I think he was out
Was
there.
he drinking whilst watching you paint
He was
it?
doing something. He was like around.
Was he like in the lawn chair with a whiskey? Like,
I don't remember him doing that. I think he was like in and out of the house. Like he might have been doing like yard work or something, you know, like that too. Like he was around, like for sure. But yeah, I don't remember exactly what he was doing.
You boys go oil that fence. I
think Brad.
Right here.
I got a motor oil over there for you boys.
I think I got Bradley on my Facebook, so I'm gonna have to message him and see if he remembers any of that, and if he does, like,
dead.
Yeah.
Was your dad like a weird, insane pervert who wanted to watch us paint fences? Like,
We're just curious.
Yeah.
I will say though, like my my best friend growing up, like I was at his house like more weekends than I wasn't. I did end up doing like a lot of chores over there though, because I was over there so often. I just kind of like helped my friend out when he was like, well, you got to mow the lawn and we got to do this, this, and this. It was either, Mike, you can hang inside while I do this and be alone, or just come help me and like we can get back to hanging out.
Which I imagine most of the time you just sit inside and play Sega while your buddy's mowing the lawn. Like you're
Which
it happened like once or twice, but more times than not, I was like, yeah, let's go do this so we can get back to like hanging out together.
Yeah.
The super bullshit thing a kid I grew up with used to do is, I'd sleep over his place, and he was a paper boy. And I remember he, like, the first time I slept over his place or whatever, he's like, yeah, man, I got to get up in the morning and, do my paper route. It's pretty early. I'm like, oh, cool. He's like, yeah, you should come. You could come with me. And I was like,
no.
Why would I?
Yes, he fucking straight up woke my ass up and was like, you got to come with me. You got to help me. So he like dragged my tired ass out on his paperwork, route. I'm like helping him do it. I get no fucking money for it. And then he tried to do it like 2 other times. I slept over his place.
This kid's smart. He's a hustler. He's just like,
Shit. I, like,
This
thought
dude
he
had
was
friends to
on
help
his
him do
fucking
his
game
work.
the second time, and I was like, dude, I'm going back to sleep. I'm not helping you unless you're gonna
Fuck.
pay me.
yeah, fuck you. Hey,
Fuck
Tom, can you do me a favor and go into your Zoom audio preferences? There's a couple of things on there that I think that might help because it seems like you're getting cut off a lot, and you might still need to tweak your volume up a little bit. There's
What are we gonna do?
there's a couple of options if you go under audio.
Yeah.
Does it have like there should be a couple check boxes in there, and one of them is gonna say something akin to like I don't know. It's almost. Are you using the automatically adjust or not?
That is checked.
Uncheck that bitch because that's part of the problem.
Is this better now? Is it melodic?
It's gonna be a lot better. Trust me.
Okay.
I think that's probably
Sorry, third time Zoom user here. Sorry.
yeah. Well, we'll get there, and we might still need to tweak it a little bit, but it's fine. It's we can hear you now.
Let's talk about, man. I'm the weakest one on the call. I get it. My fucking internet. Okay, you know, you asked me to be here, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's true because we didn't even get into that. Well, we did a little bit, but yeah, I was a little bit worried that it was just going to be me and Ty on the show tonight because Mikey B had seemingly died and fallen off the face of the earth. And not that I don't mind doing a show with just 2 people, me and Ty. It's always nice to have somebody else on. So I figured, well, Tom's not working. He'll be fine.
T-Man.
Right.
He'll do something.
I'm sitting around his fucking apartment. Call his ass up.
Yeah. Before we get into clips, I did want to bring up one more thing, and that was you're familiar, I know, Mikey, with Akeem Woods.
Yes.
He's a local stand-up comedian. He happens to be a gay black man.
Nice.
And he's put out. Have you seen this video, Mikey?
Which video is this now?
I'll read the little preamble just so you can get the general concept here. This is Akeem Woods. He says, "I know a lot of racist motherfuckers keep getting fired for posting racist stuff online. And my heart really breaks for y'all, which is why I came up with this great cheap service for you guys. You can now Venmo me, and I'll say the racist stuff y'all can't." And then he's got all of course, his
Brilliant.
yeah. So he put together a little bit of a promo video thing here. Let me see if I can get this to work. I could only get it on Facebook, so it's a little harder for me to screen share than it usually is for clips, but we'll have a go at it here and see if you guys can see this. One sec.
Jimmy Chonga.
All right. You should see. Do you see anything?
Oh.
No, you don't see nothing.
I
It's
do.
a thing.
Okay,
Yes.
good. You guys. Okay, so all right, that makes sense.
That's some dirty pictures.
Now you don't. Okay.
Oh.
Hang
Oh,
on.
some pornography.
No. I got to do it different. 1 second.
No, there it was.
I bet it's going back and forth, right?
No.
It's just the chat screen of us all talking earlier.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Hang on. I know what it is. I know what it is. Stop that for a second. Who's that? Stella? Who's that? That's not Stella.
That is Moose. That's Moose.
That's
being
Moose.
crazy.
What's Moose mad about, Ty?
I would assume somebody just got home.
No.
He's not mad. He's just fucking
He's
loud.
welcoming someone.
Yeah. All right. Now you should see it still.
Yeah, I see.
I do.
You see my Facebook, right?
Yes.
All right. That's what I wanted. All right. So let me full screen it so that people can see this. It's good enough.
He really went through no expense filming this too. Look at it.
Oh yeah. I'll probably have to crank the volume too because it's filmed on his iPhone, I think.
Okay.
Damn it! Why is it not working? Please see if it works. I don't. Facebook's always shit with video.
Yes, it is.
It's really shit with video.
Pretty much shit in general. I mean,
It's not a shite.
I'll be honest.
You aren't wrong. Let me try this here. It's worth the wait, honestly. And I wanted to give Akeem a good shout out anyway. Akeem Woods, he's a funny motherfucker, and I think you guys would all enjoy him. We'll just play it probably in the small screen if it ever reloads. Oh, great. Now it's just back to my regular home Facebook page. Thank you.
Oh, what a nice pin.
What's on Owen?
Can we get those?
It's just yeah. Damn it. Akeem Woods. There we
Check
go.
your notifications, dog. Got a lot.
Don't tell me what to do. All right, here we go. Here's Akeem Woods.
How you doing?
Hey. All right, here we go.
I like it already.
Hey, how you doing? Are you racist? Are you angry? You want to post some racist, angry shit on Facebook, but you don't want to get fired from your job at Big Lots? Huh? So guess what? For one time only, you can hire a sassy nigga. That's right, I'm sassy as fuck, and I'll say the racist, homophobic shit you don't want to say for $10. If your neighbor's out there skipping all the time, jumping rope, you think he's a little sissy, you want to call him a sissy, you can't though. Nigga, I'll call him a sissy. $10. You don't like the nigga down the street? Tyrone, you think he ain't shit? But you don't want to call him nigga? Because you can't, because Tyrone can fight and he will fuck you up. Nigga, I'll call Tyrone nigga. Not like face to face, like I'll say nigga on a video and then you can like send it to him. I'm not going to confront Tyrone, I don't fight. This is not the fighting time. But just memo me $10. I said the racist, homophobic shit, you can't say. Because guess what? Okay, I'm black. And more importantly, I'm unemployed. Who's gonna fight? Damn, go back to this process. Y'all be blessed.
So yeah, just find Akeem Woods on Facebook. He's a real funny stand-up comedian here in town, and absolutely, yeah, find him.
He lives.
If you want to.
Everybody is Mia Jackson here, and
oh shit,
whichever way it's going.
Uh-oh.
Team Woods. I don't know what view I have this set up in.
Are
Well,
we just playing
have a show
Akeem
this
Woods interviews
Sunday,
with background noise now?
I did not know that that would go on to the next video. My apologies. That's apparently another thing that Facebook does. I'm just exiting out of Facebook.
Autoplay.
Yeah, that shit's annoying as fuck. Anyway, no, I thought you guys would enjoy that, and yeah, if you need any of Akeem's services, just check him out on his Facebook, Akeem Woods, AKEEM Woods,
AKEEM Woods.
Yeah, Akeem Woods, Akeem, like Akeem. You want to, Ty? You want to talk about a little bit of deer butt taxidermy before we do clips?
I will always volunteer to talk about deer butt. Yeah.
You were pretty impressed, weren't you, when you saw that?
It honestly, it's funny. Like one of my friends is like, that's been around like jackalopes forever. I didn't really know that though. I had no idea.
It's like it's a thing.
It's a thing, I guess. But I am into it. Like ass squatch? Yeah, I want an ass squatch. Give it to me.
Yeah. If you don't know what we're talking about, it's literal taxidermy. But it's
they chop off the head to mount anyway. Why not chop off the ass? Make me an ass squatch.
Yeah.
My waist.
It's just the asses of animals, which is yeah.
I think they were all deer ass in that particular one, but still, it doesn't matter. They were gonna throw that ass out anyway.
That's
Might
true.
as well make it art.
It's
make
true.
some art.
Waste of ass.
You can't waste that ass.
Can't be wasting no ass, boy.
No.
Don't be wasting that ass.
But that brought us
In a bag. Put that ass in that freezer. I'll put that up on my wall.
Turn your mic up a little bit more too, Barille.
Oh my god, I am so fucking cranked over here. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Crank it up.
Let's crank it up more. That's just
Turn up my snare.
I don't know what it is. It's like you guys sound just fine, and then Barille, like I can barely hear the motherfucker.
Is it louder? Is it actually louder?
It is a little louder, but it's still just like do you guys hear that too? It's like cutting in and out, like it's almost compressing it, like it's pulling it now.
Yeah, sort of. I do.
Yeah,
But I think you're all right now. I think.
It's better. It's definitely better. My bad. I'm being nitpicky, and I probably should. Yeah, we should probably test things out a little bit more. Well, anyway, you know what I think it is time for? I think it's time.
Is it time to bring forth the clips?
Clips. You know you want 'em, baby. You know we got 'em, baby. You know you want 'em, baby. You know we got 'em, baby. Clips. You know we got 'em, baby. Clips.
Yeah, clips of the time of the show. We take a look at all the random shit that we find on the internets here. We got Barille with us, and Barille, you curated all of these clips.
Correct.
So, do you have?
On the last show, you referred to me as the clip commander. I want to be called Count Clipula moving forward.
Oh, okay. That's fair. I like Count. I like that. I like Count Clipula a lot. We'll do that for sure. Let me get the screen share going for the clips. Oh dearie boy, it's because I messed it all up with that silly Facebook clip. I'm gonna go with this one first because I already watched a little bit of it, and I think it is a fucking really good jam. You guys remember Snow, the rapper from the early 90s?
Infamous.
Yep. You know the song. You know the track. Well, this is apparently... Is this like a Doritos commercial?
I mean, it claims to be, but it's absolutely fucking bonkers. I doubt they aired it.
Yeah. Whatever it is, you're going to love it because it's Doritos meets Snow's Informer and a pan flute. And here we go.
It's made of Doritos.
Yeah. I'm the happiest I think I've ever been watching this video.
That's amazing.
He is rocking socks and sandals like it's his job.
Yep. Man, I just want to be this guy.
The leather fringy vest is so good.
He's at Stonehenge. He's everywhere. He's traveling the world. Yeah, look at that Doritos.
In hot fire. Hot lava fire. Oh.
It's good, right?
Dude, yeah, that guy gets laid every night.
Dude.
Is that real quick? Is that a Doritos take on like Takis, the little rolled chip?
It looks. Yeah, it does look like it, right?
Yeah. They look kind of unappetizing, but if you could bake them into a cool flute, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. I'm in.
Can I play that flute with the little Doritos things? Because then I'm in.
They should try.
We're gonna go with this one next. It's called Sigs and Swords Tai Chi. Sigs and Swords is something else.
The surface activity of the conscious mind deepens and incorporates within its fold the depth of the subconscious.
All right, seems like we got kind of a guru here, like a Indian
Bhagwan.
Is that what they call? Is that him?
Thinking of that Wild Wild Country show. That's what the guy looked like. Bhagwan.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh, the cult guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cigs and Swords is
Our feature presentation.
for that shit.
Okay, all right. Cigs and Swords. We got a white guy now standing next to a playground in the middle of the Midwest, I'm assuming.
Looks like one of your neighbors, Owen.
Yeah, it does
This
actually.
does look like Owen's yard a little bit.
Yeah.
And Cigs and Swords. So he's just lit up a smoke and he's got some swords. All right, let's go.
This is actually from Owen's production studio. Actually.
Shut up! I was trying to get an ad in while in clips. It's like undercover marketing, bro. Learn about it.
What's up, guys? Welcome to P-Babes Tai Chi with Cigs and Swords. I'm going to be running through you a sick Tai Chi flow with us involving both swords and cigarettes. And today's segment is brought to you by Natural American Spirit cigarettes. They're organic,
Decent
so they're
choice.
healthy for you. All right. So first, get up, move around a little bit, and bow to the sensei. Bow to your inner sensei. Bow to whatever inspires you for your practice today. We're going to spin it out a little bit. Honorable. Now we're going to light our cigarette.
I like this.
This just looks like me trying to light it outside.
Yeah, when you're way too drunk and it's a little windy.
Yeah.
And now that our cigarette's lit, let's take a big, deep inhale of the tobacco smoke.
Yeah.
Breathe out, exhale the tobacco smoke. Feel the buzz from that cig. That's awesome. Let's get ripping. So we're gonna start off with a couple honorable squats. Honorable. This one was from my sensei Mudbutt. Mudbutt taught me how to do the honorable squat. So first off, we're gonna put our cigarette in our mouth, and then we're gonna raise our swords up, and we're gonna take a deep inhale. Inhale cigarette smoke. Exhale, squat down. Ooh, dishonorable. Inhale cigarette smoke.
This guy, I love this this technique. This is definitely going to be the way forward. My wife's gonna do yoga inside, and I think I'm gonna do this outside.
As long as you
You're gonna do Cigs and Swords.
Yeah, Cigs and Swords. I can't wait. I'm gonna keep. Yeah, I like it. See, let's watch a little bit more.
Now on the descent, make sure you exhale the cigarette smoke. I feel a good buzz in my head right now from the cigarette. It's really getting me lightheaded. Now we're gonna go up. Exhale. Let's do 3 more together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, son. Exhale. 1 more, big inhale. Exhale. All right, samurais, you're doing great. Next, we're gonna move into the first fundamental movement of our workshop, and that is the wood chop. The wood chop is great for, you guessed it, chopping wood. Now,
hey, let's chop some wood. I was gonna end this clip, but I need to see the chopping of the
what
wood.
the ancient Taoists
How
didn't do
high
is
do
they
you
didn't
gotta get
forget, or I'm sorry, they didn't remember.
You're asking this, Mikey?
Not at all, dude. I think this guy's sober, and this is his real deal. I do. I feel like this is his aura. We're experiencing it.
Well, I agree. I agree.
To incorporate a fine cigarette into their wood chopping routine. So now that's how you get our class, which is, about innovations of mixing the ancient techniques with a little more modern techniques. We want to get our buzz on. So we're going to inhale, bring our sword to the top. Feel that? Take a deep inhale of your cigarette. And on the exhale, we're going to pivot. Exhaling cigarette smoke. Feel that. Fill up into your lungs. Inhale. Exhale on the way down.
It's good. It's good chop. It's a good chop.
Solid chop.
Pivot and chop. I get it. It makes so much sense.
Yeah, I think I know now what I need to be doing with my life to improve it.
In the top shape of your life once you start doing Cigs and Swords. Tai
Yeah,
Chi.
I think so. I think I need to start doing this on the daily.
So shredded.
Dude, why not?
Yeah.
I got all the time in the world. We got this thing here. I guess this is AIDC, which is like a bot that wrote an AC/DC song. So we're
What?
So yeah, we're gonna check this out right now. Yeah, so I put the lyrics of AC/DC into a bot and asked it to write a song. This is what it wrote. Great Balls, it's called. A1DC Great Balls is what it's called.
What an algorithm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ride on the dog a touch too much.
So perfect. You could just envision them doing this song.
Yeah. Here we go. They do talk a lot about balls.
Yeah, it's great.
I am dying.
Dude, this should be. I want this.
Balls.
It's the
Big
best.
balls.
Poker Face was holding a French maid. That's the next lyric here. Let's go. Let's keep going.
French maid, foreign chef, I'm giving the queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing fine. I've got money neckties to be giving the dog. I love them all. See what you do. I won't take you down. I'm just killing the fools. Pull it. Look at the dog. Touch too young to thrill.
Wasn't the dog a touch too young to thrill?
Oh my god. I want to buy this AI a beer.
I want a full robot AC/DC album.
Oh, see, like this is what's weird. This is probably gonna become a thing. Like with, yeah, I think it might. It's creepy, but it's awesome.
Great balls and big balls. Today winner with the balls. Sing for the balls, give it the balls.
Whole lot of woman, 'cause I'm a ball. Bollocks.
This is.
Great balls and big balls. Great balls and big balls.
This
I just want that chorus right there. That's all we need.
Seriously.
This computer, this bot or whatever, is a little transphobic. That's all I'm gonna say.
It has a future in the songwriting industry, though.
Yeah, definitely does.
Too many women with the balls.
Yeah. Oh, all right, we got one or two more. Let's do this one real quick. I love this one because I mean, it speaks to us. I mean, hey, this is basically the scariest anti-tobacco campaign I've ever seen in my life. Irish Cancer Society put this one together.
The Irish.
Car pulls up with passive nightmares on its license plate.
You sure you don't want
Seriously, you know I don't smoke. I hate it.
What, Irish chick?
I'm sick of you all smoking around me and wanting me to smoke.
Do you want one?
In your drinks.
Whoa. Pretty cigarette fingers.
You're disgusting.
No, this is
So
disgusting.
it's the best thing ever because it's obviously like super low budget, but they're trying to rip off every horror film ever with the horrors of smoking. So you're right, Ty. Like there was
pretty great.
There
Would
was
you be scared of Freddy's cigarette fingers though?
yeah.
Yeah.
So Freddy.
What does Freddy do? Just get you kids to smoke.
Do you want one?
Look at Freddy. Instead of having claws, he's got literal cigarettes sticking out of his hand.
Thanks, Freddy.
In your dreams.
Now we've got that's The Exorcist.
You're disgusting.
No, this is disgusting.
Wow.
So
She just
instead
hurled
of
up,
yeah,
she hurled up good cigarettes. I would smoke those.
Oh, wait.
Do you
I
see
wanna-
those?
I want to be friends with the Exorcist girl.
Yeah, hurl. Can you hurl me up a couple right now?
yeah.
That's like a fucking carton right
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
bro.
dude.
You
They're-
off the some cools.
They had to buy a shitload of cigarettes to film this thing too.
I know. And they all after.
Puff. Manly puff.
So
What-
now we got the
what-
Jack Nicholson Shining with the axe.
It wasn't even.
Yeah, ciggies.
No.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Jason, Michael Myers, and the Scream guy have all now appeared as she's trying to flee the scene from the Siggies.
Man,
They all smoke, of course.
Well, did you get her to smoke, did you?
he
If
wants
not,
you to smoke.
What's that?
I guess
Chucky wants us to smoke.
Yeah, Chucky's definitely a smoker. Listen to him, man. Have you ever heard Chucky?
Yep.
That motherfucker smoked.
give me one.
Listen, doll, you're too young to smoke. Go home.
They won't give him a smoke, though. Too young. Scream dude smokes.
Hello, Denise. I've been expecting you.
Hannibal
Doctor,
Lecter.
everyone wants me to smoke. What can I do?
It's too late for me. Don't give in to your peers. Smoke.
That is the most Mexican-looking Irish dude I've ever seen.
He's the one Mexican guy in Ireland.
Oh my god.
Damn it, you should have never yet second someone who dies from smoking.
I suffer from coughs and chest infections. My clothes smell disgusting.
Acetone, DDT, ammonia, arsenic, nicotine, some of the 4,000 harmful ingredients. And
Oh, see, he's giving the
30%
full
of
rundown.
cancers worldwide are caused by smoking.
Because he's the
Why didn't you do it?
intellectual.
My death sentence, your nightmare.
Oh, hardcore. And, of course, dramatic ending. Passive Nightmares. It's a good movie.
Yeah,
it's a good.
context.
It's a
Way
good.
off.
It's a good short.
Yeah.
It did kind of bum me out, and I need a smoke after that. I'm not gonna lie. So
I do want a cigarette.
yeah.
I'll be out there on the porch.
Well, Cigs and Swords, I think I'm more on that side of things than that one. But we got one more clip to just kind of, wrap things up, and it's, dude, Ty, this is your new jam. I'm just letting you know it. Everybody's going to like this one. I love a good mashup. And here you go.
Aw, damn.
DJ Cumberbund did it again. Weird Science and Black Betty, baby. Oh, dude, it's glorious.
Nasty.
Oh, yeah, there's a little Michael Jackson in it. There's all sorts of stuff.
Oh my god.
So there you go. Check that one out on your own time. But that's one of my favorites of recent memory. Thank you so much for sending me that one, Tom.
Problem.
Yeah, dude. Guys,
that's pretty banging.
Yeah, that was Clips.
Yeah.
Woo!
You know you want 'em, baby. You know we got 'em, baby. You know you want 'em, baby. You know we got 'em, baby. Clips. You know we got 'em, baby. Clips.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a good Clips. Good job, Tom. You've been really stepping up your game. I'm sure we're gonna get all sorts of nice copyright claims on that one. But you know what? Sometimes you just gotta take the good with the bad. And it is what it is. Hey, you know, you got to do what you got to do.
Floof my mullet.
Oh, you're floofing your mullet?
Hey, can we get a mullet update here? Can we see it?
Yeah, let's check out Mikey's mullet.
You and Owen have competing mullets.
Well, no, mine wasn't really long enough to begin with to do full mullet, but mine has mullet tendencies. It's more mohawk.
Mikey is straight up jump in the fire mullet. That's
Yeah.
just
Mikey, I'm envious.
Oh,
It's looking real good. It's looking real good.
Jeez, dude.
Mine's
yours is getting there.
It's getting the back. You just have to fill out the back a little more, and then it'll be full on.
Yeah.
Because the side looks good. Like the side profile of your mullet does look good.
It's coming along. It just
mullitude.
One day.
And you're growing the mustache in combination with the mullet, so you're getting like full redneck dad right now. You're almost there.
You can't. I mean, I'm actually probably gonna only wear these sunglasses from now on, just to.
Oh my god.
Oh, buddy.
Just to kind of fill it all out. I can't see much of anything because of the checker pattern. But
and can you raise that Budweiser like full on with that and maybe give me like a hell yeah?
Give me a hell yeah, buddy!
Woo.
Oh, that's it. There it is. That's the dad I would want.
The crowd goes wild.
Hells yeah, dude. You got like a weird hybrid Jeff Foxworthy, Dale Earnhardt Jr. thing going on.
That's it. That's exactly what's going on. I actually have I literally can't see a goddamn thing out of these things.
Fantastic.
Oh, good. See, Norm likes the mullets. Norm likes the mullets in the chat. I'm glad that we're not doing it for just nobody. You know, Norm likes them, and I think even Samantha has commented that is a fan of the mullitude in general. So, you know what? You know what I think it is time for? I think it's time that we take a little break and come back with the second segment. You know, things get weird and all that. Tom, you gonna be able to join us?
Sure.
It's fine if you can't, but
yeah, I'll try to fix my shit.
Yeah, let's try and fix your audio. I don't know if it's your internet. I don't know if it's the Zoom connection, but it sounds like it's more on the audio side on your end, and I feel like it's probably in your Zoom like settings and whatnot. So
yeah, I'll take a peek.
Let's try fucking around with that when we go to break, and we'll try and get that solved. If you are watching on Twitch right now, we've been doing this new thing, and I know it's kind of unorthodox, but it helps us out, and I think it'll help you out too. We've been kind of stopping the stream when we take a break, because we typically take a fairly long break, like 20 minutes or so. So it's gotten us in a lot of trouble with copyright reasons, just playing stuff during break a lot of the times, unless we have original content to run, which right now we don't necessarily. So I think it's best that we just stop things, and then we will restart with, I guess, what are we calling it? I guess, number 2 of the evening, and we'll do that in just a little bit. I dug this song. It's by a band called Monk. You sent this to me, Tom, and it's I liked it because it's got all the references to Kick Out the Jams, Motherfucker by the MC5. It's called Kick Out the Chairs. It's by Monk. Enjoy this. And what do we say when we go to this break, boys? Fuck your dreams.
Fuck your dream, motherfucker.
Yeah, enjoy this.
To